Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, travel is literally the greatest gift you can give yourself. Now you can widen your world and book your next trip with Turkish Airlines now. Enjoy a free professional guided tour of Istanbul, which includes the Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, Topkapi Palace, and more. Half-day and full-day tours includes breakfast upon arrival and a 3-course lunch meal. Now, ask for Turkish Airlines, their free city tour, and purposefully book a layover between 6 and 24 hours to qualify, and enjoy the newest edition of the tour schedule, which is Bosphorus Cruise until the 31st of October, or why not enter the Istanbul-themed photo competition while on tour on Instagram and stand a chance to win 2 Turkish Airlines flight tickets. Turkish Airlines, widen your world, T's and C's apply. Now we are back in the studio with stand-up comedian and legend Mark Lottering, one of SA's most adored entertainers. And if you've got any questions or comments for Mark, head over to our socials using the hashtag Afternoon Express. Welcome back.
Thank you. Now I'm sitting here with clean clothing because you washed my clothing during your break.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
I'm a little nipper in the kitchen. And of course, this meal looks absolutely fantastic. Now, one thing that I didn't know about you is that your father was a pastor.
Yes, my dad was a pastor. Not just any pastor. You know, you watch these old movies. These Baptist churches that get very charismatic in the States. So we've got the Pentecostal churches in South Africa.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up, where people would dance around the church. And it's so interesting because one day I was doing a comedy, a lineup gig in Joburg at Empress Palace, and one of the comedians came up to me after the show. He didn't know much about me. And I mean, where's he been? And he came up to me and said, was your father an evangelist?
Yeah.
And
wow.
I'm like, yes, assuming that he'd heard something about my family. And he said to me, you walk like an evangelist on stage when you take the microphone.
And what is that? The pacing?
The pacing and the rhythm of... And I thought, wow. Because, you know, sometimes you think you just want to be cool. And you'd like to think that you just left stuff from your childhood there. But it travels with you. And when I heard that, and I kind of had to, you know, look in on myself while I'm performing. And I thought, wow, so I actually took that, you know, and I've got a church vibe, which is,
but
which I guess
powerful.
is a good vibe.
It's very powerful. Are you close to your family? I'm going to dish you while you talk.
I'm very close to my family because, you know, because I earn really well. And when you... When you earn well, you'll find that the family unit is quite tight.
You're so funny.
But am I? So, no, we are. I've only ever had one brother, as far as I know.
Yeah.
He's 2 years older than me, Tony. So it's just been the two of us, and my mom and my dad. And as you said, my father was a pastor. So we had, you know, our upbringing was very protected, but a lot of love there.
Yeah, that's nice.
So yes, we are close, and even with my extended family, you know, if we haven't seen each other in a while, the WhatsApps will start as they did this morning. When are we having our next family gathering? And when you watch the shows, I talk a lot about people, I talk a lot about family, and everybody relates to that. And I think it's because we grew up, you know, as a close family. And when you're close to your family, they don't let you get away with trying to be cool. No, so my family will call me Marky, because I've been Marky all my life. And I, you know, you can just see when they get that evil looking eyes, go, remember when he used to suck these 2 fingers? And I was like, why would you
know
do
exactly.
this?
My brothers don't ever let me get away with being cool. Like my one brother even sends me a happy birthday message. Happy birthday, Jenny.
He's gone. He's off that list.
Off that list.
He's off the list.
But the reason why I asked if you're close to your family is because you've actually got one of the most beautiful relationships I've ever seen with your husband, Anwar. He's like, you guys been together for like 22 years?
22 years. We've been together for
Amazing.
22 years. It's a challenge to wake up next to the same person for 22 years, I'll tell you that. But I don't think. But you don't have to go home every night. is what I've discovered to keep everything spicy.
Yeah.
But Anwar's been so closely involved with my work, and I think you know, for us, it's about respect.
Yeah.
And
because he's a lawyer.
No, he's not a lawyer.
Oh,
He's
I thought
not-
he was a lawyer. Oh, you almost became a lawyer.
He acts like a lawyer. I almost became a lawyer, yeah. So,
But I know he directs and produces a
he
lot of the
directs
stuff
and
that you want.
produces the stuff, and he's so close to the work.
Yeah.
He really is. You know how people always go like, oh, I live with my best friend.
Yeah,
But in a
but you
way
really
I do.
do.
And I think
You're both
if
so
you,
different.
we're completely different.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really good looking.
No, he's a bear, actually.
No, he's a good-looking one, but I think the difference because when we started seeing each other, all my friends were very clear with their opinion of this is not going to last because
Why?
you're east and he's west. We're just completely different.
Yeah,
I have to
you
be
are.
out all the time. I believe. That you shouldn't leave the club until cops are asking you to leave by request of
I do
management.
know this about you, it's why we get along so well.
And I think that's normal.
Yeah.
I mean, why else would you go out? So now, my life has changed a little bit, and I always get back to the point of respect because I had to learn that, especially when you are walking in a shopping mall, and everybody knows who you are. You start thinking that you're all that. And then you start treating your family and your friends as though you're all that. But none of us really are. No. We're actually all the same. It doesn't matter what you do. And to keep you grounded, I think it's a major, major coup when you meet somebody and it's someone who doesn't want in on that perceived crazy game. But who's there because your eyes locked, you love each other, and that's the kind of person who's got your heart. And you must have that kind of mutual respect. Beautiful. So, and I think that's why we're still together.
Well, 22 years, that's a huge achievement. Well done. I don't know a lot of couples who can say that. Now, we've asked you on our social media platforms if you've got any questions for Mark. And Anela Ayanda asked, can you ask Mark, who did he look up to when he was growing up?
Sure. Because my father was a pastor, everything outside of the church we used the word worldly. Yeah. So if you didn't even go to the movies, because that was considered worldly.
Yeah, dancing with the devil.
Yeah, all the stuff you did, I never did, Jenny. And here we can still sit around the same pie. And then, they had their reasons for doing that. So when it comes to looking up, I wasn't exposed to a whole lot of stuff. But I'm a late bloomer, so I only told my first joke when I turned 30, on the night of my 30th birthday.
But have you made up for it?
In every way. In every way. So, people are scared. You say, oh, dear.
So I want you to try this, because we've only got very, very little time left of the show.
That's been so quickly.
I want you to try this and tell me, how you fare. And, of course, tomorrow we have Msaki and Trezor in the loft, so that's going to be an amazing show. So we're closing off with the verdict on this dish.
Okay.
You are the best dish. Okay. But let's see if this one is good.
You are. Okay. Shall we go?
Oh, this is good.
Okay.
Your opinion?
My opinion is flip. I'm not leaving. I don't care if you've got to go, but
I'm staying and eating. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. Good night and God bless. Mwah.